Our third speaker this evening is Jay Takach, owner of Evolo Design here on Miami Avenue, and one of the more beautiful buildings down here on Miami, the historic Swing Line, interurban train traction building. Jay loves what he does, and his story is called My Passion for Design. Welcome, Jay.
Good evening, friends. It's a real pleasure to be here tonight with y'all. First off, I want to thank the Madeira Chamber of Commerce for the warm welcome and the important work you do to support businesses, building connections, and strengthening the incredible community we get to call home. My name is Jay Takach. I am the owner and creative director of Evolo Design, a Cincinnati-based interior design studio built on craftsmanship, care, and storytelling. Tonight, I'm going to share a little bit about my journey, not just as a designer, but as a small business owner, a community partner, and someone who deeply believes in the power of space to shape how we live. Where it all began. Now, I didn't have a light bulb moment exactly, because the truth is, I always knew this was my path. Even as a child, design wasn't something I stumbled onto. It was something I carried inside of me. While other kids were out building forts and riding bikes, I was sketching floor plans in my notebooks, rearranging furniture in the living room over and over again, just to see how to change the feel of the space. I begged my parents to stop at home stores just so I could walk up and down the aisles, take in colors, textures, and patterns. I didn't know the word designer back then, but I knew in my bones that creating spaces was what I was put here to do. It never felt like a hobby. It felt like home, like breathing, like purpose. And that quiet certainty, that is my reason for being, and it has stayed with me ever since. What interior design really means. To some, interior design might sound like picking out paint colors or arranging furniture, and yes, there's some of that in the mix. Actually, design is far more than decoration. It's how we experience life. Every room tells a story. The question is, does it tell yours? A well-designed space should feel like a reflection of the people who live or work there. It should support your day-to-day life. It ease your stress, spark your creativity, bring people together, whether it's a welcoming living room, a peaceful bedroom, or a small business storefront that makes customers feel like they are at ease the second they walk in. Design influences how we move, how we feel, and how we connect. At Evolo, that is where we begin, not with style, but with listening. We get to know our clients. What brings you comfort? What slows you down in a good way? What brings your family closer? What helps your work day flow more smoothly? Then we translate those answers into form, function, and beauty. Lessons from the field. Over the years, I've had the honor of working on a wide range of projects. Homes, commercial spaces, renovations, and new builds. Each one has shaped me. One project I'll never forget, a 100-year-old home with beautiful original windows, full of character, but no longer practical. The easy solution would be to replace them, but that would erase part of the home's soul. So we worked with a local craftsman to restore them, adding storm glazing, preserving their charm while updating their function. It took longer and it cost more, but the result was worth every bit of it. That project reminded me that design isn't about what looks good. It's about honoring the story behind the space and building with intention. Another was a loft downtown. Concrete floors, high ceilings, big skylights, visually stunning, but emotionally cold. That kind of place looked great in photos, but it didn't feel like home. We introduced warmth with natural wood tones, layered in textiles, soft lighting, and suddenly the space softened and it looked modern, but now people wanted to linger. Those moments, the quiet before and after, when someone walks in and says, "This feels like me," is what I live for. Running a business in the community. Now, as any small business owner knows, running a business isn't always picture perfect. There are surprises, budget challenges, long nights, and lots of problem solving. But for me, one of the greatest joys have been staying rooted in this community. From the beginning, we prioritize working with local artisans, makers, and suppliers, not just because it makes for better design, but because it keeps the value right here at home. Whether it's reclaimed wood from a barn outside of the city, upholstery sewn by a family-run shop, or tile handmade by local artisans, when you build with local hands and hearts, the result has more soul. Plus, you're not just creating beauty, you're circulating opportunity. You're supporting families, you're investing in the local economy, and that's the kind of business I believe in. Looking ahead, building with a purpose. As I look to the future, I'm excited about the direction of design is heading, because people are starting to care more about how things are made, not just how they look. They want spaces to feel personal, that age gracefully, that are made to last, not just to follow the latest trend. There's a hunger for authenticity, for quality, and for thoughtful design that tells a story. That's the kind of work I want to keep doing, projects rooted in meaning, sustainability, and local connection. And I want to continue to make design more approachable. You don't have to have a multi-million-dollar home to deserve a space that supports your life. Every person deserves a space that brings them peace, that reflects who they are, that makes their day-to-day just a little bit more beautiful. In a community like Madeira, where there's such a strong sense of place, of tradition, and of pride, there's no shortage of inspiration. Final reflections. So what does this all mean? Because when we all wake up, work, gather, rest, and recharge in spaces, and those spaces shape us, even if we don't realize it. When a space is cluttered, cold, and thoughtless, we feel it. But when a space is warm, intentional, and well-loved, it supports us. It lifts us up. It reminds us we're cared for. To me, design is an act of generosity, of service, a way of saying, you matter, your time matters, your peace matters, and you deserve a space that reflects that. So I'm grateful to do this work, and I'm especially grateful to do it here in a community where people care deeply about quality, connection, and legacy. So thank you for allowing me to share my story tonight. Again, I'm Jay Takach of Evolo Design, and it's a true honor to bring beauty and purpose to the spaces people call home right here in this beautiful corner of Ohio. Thank you kindly, and God bless.